If you are considering making a major change in your life, but the fear of the unknown is holding you back from taking that next step, then please watch this video because I'm going to share with you what it took for me to leave my businesses in Canada and move here to Costa Rica and start all over again. Okay, so this is a video I've been wanting to make for a while, and many of you have requested that I share this story, so here it goes. I am a self-made entrepreneur from Scarborough, Ontario, Canada. Now, when I mean self-made, I basically started from nothing with nothing. I dropped out of high school at the age of 17 and started working in nightlife at 18. I worked my way up from a go-go dancer to a bartender to a promoter to a manager, and then ultimately saved enough money to open my first restaurant in 2003 called Blowfish. Over the next 15 years, my business partner Ralph, Maddie, and I would open 12 different companies. At the very peak of our company's success, Capture Group owned 8 businesses, had 300 employees, and was generating over 14 million a year in sales. Needless to say, I've lived a very dynamic, luxurious, fast-paced life in restaurants, nightclubs, music festivals, traveling around the world, and it was a really awesome time for many years until it wasn't. At the age of 40, I had that awakening moment where I realized that my life wasn't going the way I wanted. You know, I was still single. I wanted to be in a relationship, but just couldn't make that happen. I didn't love what I was doing for work anymore, and I was hundreds of thousands of dollars on debt. On my 40th birthday, I took a look around at all the friends at my parties. Most of them were married, with kids, growing businesses that they loved, and I realized that I was stuck, I was uninspired, and I knew that something had to change. Now, on that day, I made a commitment to myself that I wasn't gonna wake up at 50 feeling the same way I did on that day at 40. And I didn't know what those changes were going to be. I just knew that I had to change something up because what I was doing currently wasn't working. Now, the reason I share this with all of you is because for those who are new to my channel, who don't know my backstory, you may just see my posts of me living in Costa Rica, walking the beach with my beautiful little dog, thinking, wow, that guy's got the life and I have it made. But the truth is, I had to sacrifice a lot to make this life happen. It actually cost me over $1 million to be here. And what I mean by that is, when I decided it was time to change my life, I dove deep into the world of personal development. I got to learn and understand why I chose nightlife as a career, why I always had to have the most beautiful girlfriend or the fanciest car. I got to really understand myself on a whole different level. And as I dove deeper and deeper, I realized that so much of my behaviors and my patterns were rooted in experiences that happened in my childhood. And I started to be very open and vulnerable and share with people what was actually going on with me. Of course, when you look at somebody's social media and you only get the highlight reel of their life, you think, wow, they are living the life. And while many people envied my life, and I did live a very fortunate, luxurious lifestyle, the truth is I knew I wasn't being true to myself and I wasn't living to my fullest potential. It took me facing the fact that if I wanted what I truly desired in life, I couldn't continue being that same guy to have all the things that I wanted: a significant relationship, a job that I loved, and financial abundance, doing something that really fed my soul. It took me facing the fact that I was gonna have to get out of my comfort zone. I was gonna have to leave what I've been doing for 25 years and figure out something new. And I was completely lost. I was scared. And to be honest, I really was clueless. I didn't know what that next thing was gonna be for me. Now, if you had told me 5 years ago when I had just begun on this path that one day I would be living in Costa Rica, running retreats and coaching people, teaching them how to change their lives, I would be like, yeah, there's no chance that's gonna happen. However, I made a choice to change my life, and then I invested into my education. I started changing the content I was consuming, the community I was hanging out with, even the countries I was visiting. And step by step, shift by shift, I was changing my life without even realizing just how drastically different my life would be. Now, when I realized that my days in nightlife and restaurants were numbered, I had to start thinking about, well, what the hell am I gonna do now? I've been in that industry for 25 years. I'm really good at it. And to be honest, I could have kept doing it probably for another 10 or 15 years if I wanted. I just would have been that creepy 50-year-old guy in a nightclub, and that wasn't gonna be me. I had to really look within and ask myself, what am I good at? What's my expertise? What am I passionate about? And most importantly, what impact do I want to make? Who do I want to help and how? I realized that there's so much out there that I could do if I just open up my perspective and stop thinking that I can only do this. Now, the reason that this is important for me to share with you is because right now, you may be considering a new relationship, or maybe your relationship is going through some challenges and you're not sure which way to go. Maybe you are questioning what you want to do for work. You don't love your career anymore. Now that you've had this break at home, you don't want to go back to working 40 hours at a cubicle. Or maybe you've discovered that you're not living your life to your true potential, and that there are some habits and behaviors and things that you're doing in your life that just are not working and are taking you to a bad place. Regardless, whatever it is that you want to change in your life, I want you to understand that change is absolutely possible. And I can tell you this because I have done a complete 180 in my life, walked away from Toronto from many businesses, left my family, who I rarely see anymore, and I've got a beautiful baby niece, a 3-year-old nephew who I love and I miss so much, and all of my dear friends back in Toronto. And I chose to leave all of that behind so I can start new, start fresh here in Costa Rica, doing something that truly lights my soul on fire and makes a massive difference for other people. See, when I decided that I wanted to get out of the nightlife industry and that I wanted to really make an impact for people, teaching them what I've learned, what I've been through, and doing it in a fun, entertaining way that brings together fitness and adventure and community and learning, I decided to create my wellness travel company, the Ive Experience. Now, I'm not in the travel business, or I wasn't in the travel business. I had traveled to 50 countries, so I consider myself to be a pretty good traveler. However, I had the belief that I could figure it out. I knew I could start up this business with very low overhead in the beginning. I knew that I could use my talents, use my network and my resources to create enough awareness and interest in my trips, and the rest of it, I would figure it out. I would do my research. I would speak to other retreat leaders. I would check out what are the market trends happening right now in the global wellness travel market and educate myself. I'm a high school dropout who has learned everything that I do. And I don't say that to brag. I say that because if a high school dropout could learn how to shoot video, how to start businesses, write business plans, how to become a life coach, and teach others how to change their lives, you can do it. Believe me, I am no more special, no more brave or courageous than any of you. The difference is between me and some of you who are watching this video, wanting to change your lives and doing nothing about it, is I want it more than you. And that comes down to human desire. It comes down to what's at stake for you. What are you really putting on the line? See, for me, I didn't want to be that creepy 50-year-old guy in a nightclub. I didn't want to be someone who went to work every day and feel like it was Groundhog Day, hating my job. I didn't want to be in that toxic environment in nightlife anymore. I want to have that divine union with an incredible woman and a few little mini monkeys running around for sure. I wanted to live in an environment where I wake up and I see sunshine 365 days of the year. I want to work when I want, where I want, with who I want. I wanted all of this so bad that I was willing to step into the unknown, to let go of any fear I had of failing, and make a move to another country. And for any of you who are watching this saying, yeah, well, it's easy, you're single, you've got no kids, and you've got tons of money in the bank. Yes, at the time I was single, I don't have children, but I do have my little dog, and I didn't have very much money in the bank. When I closed Blowfish, I was a majority owner of the restaurant. I had well over $1 million of my own money invested into the business, and when I chose to close it down, I lost all that money. I used to live in a $1 million 2-story beautiful loft in downtown Toronto. I used to have a Maserati and a Range Rover. I used to live a very glamorous, superficial, luxurious life. And it took me letting go of all of that to really pursue my true happiness and have fulfillment and joy in my life. And for some of you watching this who want to maybe make a move, who want to change career, who maybe want a different type of a relationship. The only thing holding you back other than the fear of the unknown is the attachment that you have to certain things. You have expectations that your life is supposed to be a certain way. You feel that maybe you're supposed to live in a certain type of house, in a certain type of area, wear a certain type of clothes, drive a certain type of car. And it's all a bunch of bullshit. It's all perception. No matter what you think you are in control of, no matter what you think your life is supposed to be like, none of it's real. At any point in time, life can change on a dime. If there's anything 2020 has taught us, we have no control over anything. All that you've built up, all the things that create the identity of who you think you are can be taken away in months. What we've gone through this past year has completely reshaped the planet and has given us a chance to also reshape ourselves. So as you sit at home or wherever you are watching this video and you're thinking about making major changes in your life, remember that when you let go of the attachment of who you think you are, what you think you're supposed to have, or the expectations and the perceptions you have of how you think your life is supposed to be, as soon as you can let go of those attachments and be willing to really reevaluate your life and what's important from a true core value standpoint, that's when it'll be so much easier to manifest and create what you want for your life. Now, for those of you that are fearful of taking that step, fearful of the unknown, too scared to really even explore what a new possibility in your life could look like because you assume the worst case scenario, we think 60 to 70,000 thoughts a day. 90% of those thoughts are the same. If you are thinking about taking a leap, making a step, trying something new, and you are thinking about the worst case scenario, then you are recreating that negative thought loop in your mind. You are reaffirming that worst case scenario, and ultimately, because our thoughts create our world, you are creating that inevitable future for you if you are thinking about the worst case scenario all the time. When I was leaving Toronto, somebody said, well, what if you fail? What if it doesn't work? I'll move back. No big deal. Canada will still be here. We are never in control. No matter how much you plan, no matter how much you strategize and set things up, no matter how much you try to control the outcome of your situation, we are never in control. And 2020 has proved that to all of us. Following your heart, taking a bold step forward, is something that you'll be well rewarded for from the universe, especially when what you are doing has altruistic intentions and you are taking a chance. You are making this bold move, not just for the betterment of your life, but for your family, your community, people in your life that you love. When you take a bold step forward to live your true self, to be fully expressed, to follow your heart, the universe rewards you. And I know that sounds super cliche. However, I have to tell you, since I made the move here, since I put it all on the line, I have met the most incredible people. I have had the most wonderful opportunities. And I wake up every day so grateful for what I'm doing. The fact that I get to work where I want, when I want, with who I want, doing what I love. The universe has rewarded me time and time again. You may be married, you may have kids, you might not be in a great financial position. I understand. And packing up, leaving, moving to Costa Rica may not be a reality, okay? And maybe that isn't the reality you want. However, if you want to change your life, if you want to relocate with your kids, if you want to change your relationship, change your body, whatever it is that you want to transform in your life, you have to be very, very clear on what is that end goal, what is the vision that you want for your life. You have to tap into that vision. You have to connect with your future self who is already living that life, who has that partner, who has that body, who has that career, or who lives in Costa Rica. Connect with that version of you and hold that vision so strong and do the deep work. What is holding you back from having that? What has happened in the past that has created some limiting beliefs that are stopping you from believing that you can achieve what it is that you want? Because if you do not believe that you can have it, you will not have it. And the flip side is when you believe you can achieve. If you hold it in your mind, you can hold it in your hand. And then you have to have a plan. You have to have a very well thought out, detailed plan as to how you're gonna make those changes. And maybe you need to speak to a coach or a therapist or somebody who's already achieved the goals that you want. Maybe it's an entrepreneur you know. Maybe it's somebody who already relocated to another country. So you gotta have a plan. Ask for help. Ask someone who has achieved what you want, how they did it. And then every day, you need to wake up and take inspired action. Every day, you gotta move 1% closer towards your goal. Whether it's your health, you gotta eat better, maybe walk a little bit more on the treadmill. Whether it's your relationships, you need to call and check up on your loved ones. You need to forgive. You need to have those hard conversations. You need to be more present with them. Your career, maybe you need to do some research. What are growing trends right now in a post-COVID world? What could you educate yourself with? There is more online education available now than ever before in human history at the most affordable prices. You have no excuse not to be able to educate yourself and learn a new skill. I learned how to be a life coach. Over the last 3 years, I've completed over 300 hours of coach training. Me, Mr. High School Dropout, got kicked out of 3 high schools. I spent hundreds of hours learning how to do this. Why? Because I wanted to change my life. So research and learn. There's no shortage of educational material out there for you, but you gotta be willing to go out there, look beyond your limited perspective and see what's available. Then you have to stay committed each and every day. And it might take you 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, however long it's gonna take you. You have to wake up every day and you have to have that integrity to yourself, to what you're committed to, that you are going to create what you want for your life. Fear is gonna come up. Self-doubt is gonna come up. It's natural, it's gonna happen. Just remember, instead of thinking about the worst case scenario, ask yourself what the best case scenario is. Not about what if you fail, what if you win? What if you succeed? How will your life be different? Who will you be? What will you have in your life for you and your loved ones? Imagine waking up 5 years from now. You live in your dream house with your partner, your family, or maybe just your dog if that's all you want. And you're doing a job you love, making a difference. You get to spend time, real quality time with the people you love. No stress, no anxiety. It is all completely possible. I tell you this because there are dozens of people who live down here in Costa Rica who have made the same choice that I have. They got up one day and they said, that's it, it's time for a change. And they went through their journey just like I've gone through mine, and here they are. Whatever your dream life is, whatever you want for your future, it is a reality that you can create. When we follow our heart, when we follow our tuition, we are always guided. I promise you that. So for all of you who are considering something new, what are you ready to let go of so you can have everything that you truly desire? I really hope that you learned something from this video. I hope you understand that I'm speaking from a place of compassion and humility, because I understand that many of you are going through hard times right now, financially, professionally, with your relationships, mental, physical health. I realize how fortunate I am to live here and to be enjoying this reality. And I also know that I sacrificed a lot to make it happen. And I want you to know that sacrifices will be necessary. It will be painful at times. It will be challenging at times. You may have to give up some things you really love, and you can create the reality that you truly want to live. And if I can support you anyway, if there's any guidance or information I could provide you with, I am hosting free webinars. I'm launching a group coaching course to share all of the lessons and all of the tools and exercises and modalities that I have learned and experienced that have allowed me to shift my perspective and raise my energy and my vibration to a point where I really believe that I can create whatever I want. And I want you all to know and believe the very same thing. So however I can support you, please reach out, let me know. If you're interested in learning from me one-on-one, I offer private coaching. Ultimately, I will be hosting retreats again here in Costa Rica, so you can come and learn with me and other like-minded people in the beautiful jungle. And March 21st, I'm launching a new course called the Ascension 10-week group coaching course. And during those 10 weeks, I'm gonna share the exercises, tools, and modalities that have really empowered me to change my life. If you'd like to know more about the Ascension course, send me a DM. I would love to send you some information on that. You can also visit my website, zarkfatah.com. And please, if you got any questions, put them in the comments down below. Thank you for watching the video. I appreciate it. Please share and tag this video with someone who you know who may appreciate what it is that I've had to share. And due to this new Instagram algorithm, apparently, I gotta ask you to save this video in order for it to be flagged as a popular video that more people wanna see. So save the video, watch it from time to time if you need some inspiration. Anytime that fear or doubt comes creeping in, there you go, you'll have it to watch. And if you're watching this on YouTube, hit subscribe. I have lots of content coming, and I love sharing my message with all of you. Thank you all for your feedback and suggestions on the type of content I could create. If there's something specific that you'd like to learn about that I could share, then yeah, please put that in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.